Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rhoyally PHUCKED. I'm your boy, the Sebastian Alexander Bonet from the legendary house of Bonet, but you can call me His Royal Highness. So I'm coming to you to bring you my review of this week. I think this is episode 5 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. You can go back and catch that other episode of my 1 through 4 because I had to get caught up. There's so much great television on TV right now, and it is taking me a minute to get caught up. You would think, we're in this whole ass pandemic that I can just do it really quickly, but honey, dealing with me, my life, work, and everything else is taking me a minute. So, there's a lot of stuff that I just really don't understand about this episode, and I think this is what, the 3rd, 4th season, maybe even 5th of The Real Housewives of Potomac, and I like the show. I like the ladies on the show, but we all know that there is a formula to being on these shows. Someone has to cause the drama, somebody has to be the bully, somebody has to be the victim, there has to be the onlooker, somebody that's bringing the tea or the bone collector. There is formula for these shows to make them work and to stay on these shows. So anyways, this opens up that everybody, last episode, Monique invited everybody to come up to her lake house in Maryland. Out of the middle of nowhere, nice lake house, guest house, is dope, whatever, the ladies are there, right? Monique, Karen, and, Jesus, I'm having a brain fart. Monique, Karen, and, Giselle ride together with T'Challa or whatnot, right? And it always is made, and this is like on every show, on every Housewives franchise, they fight to make up. They fight to make up. We're friends now. I want to see the bigger picture. We're ladies. We shouldn't be like this. I want to give you a chance to apologize. It's great television, but it's very predictable because it's like Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Potomac, Dallas, New Jersey, New York. It's all the same thing to where they fight and make up, fight and make up, fight and make up. And I'm like, girl, is that what people do in real life? I know for me, honey, when I'm done with somebody completely done, I'm done. Ain't no going back. So it would be exhausting to keep going front with just, we're friends, we're not friends. You didn't cuss me out in the last episode. Now we kikiing and kissing and hugging, and I personally, in real life, can't do the fakeness. So anyways, Monique and Giselle, and they're going up to the lake house or whatever. Fast forward, because this is not going to be a long video. This new girl, Wendy, Dr. Wendy Abadubadabadaba. She's Nigerian. I'm not saying that could have been real disrespectful. And if you are Nigerian and you feel some kind of way for that, I do apologize. I wasn't trying to be like, saying that. But shit, y'all know y'all be having long names that most people can't pronounce. So shit, I'm not going to act like that ain't the case. But Dr. Wendy, political commentator, professor at Johns Hopkins University, for some odd reason, she just goes off on, girl, what's the bitch name? Why I am having such a brain fart right now. She goes off on, oh, this is gonna bother me. I'm sorry, y'all, cause I am having such. Let me pull out my phone. I am having a brain fart right now. Real Housewives of Potomac. Girl, who? Real Housewives of Potomac cast, cause that bothered me. Who am I missing? She went off on Ashley, Jesus Darby, because I couldn't get it. So for whatever reason, Ashley comes in with baby Dean or whatnot, and she goes completely like nutso on Ashley. And I'm just sitting there like, well, bitch, what is the problem? Ashley brought her baby, which has nothing to do with you, but you were upset or jealous that you couldn't bring your little girl. And I'm just, first of all, before Monique even clarified the situation that Ashley asked, and Monique said it was okay, why didn't you ask? Because it sounds like You're upset that you didn't ask that for your little girl to come. And the thing is, like, Ashley is a first-time mom. Ashley has been wanting a baby, wanting the baby. And I'm not a parent. Nowhere near, not a mom, not a dad. But I know there is a thing of postpartum depression. There's a thing of being a first-time mom, being scared to leave your child, your baby, sometimes even with the father. Not saying that the father would do anything wrong to the child, but just being away from a whole ass human that you grew in your body. So for you to go off on her and then you're making it seem like you're a first time mom, bitch, no, you got 3 motherfucking kids. I've seen it with my best friend Joy, and I've always said, you sell a commercial like for Pampers. For your first baby, you are overprotective. You buying name brand shit. You doing everything that the book says, what to expect when expecting, all of this stuff. By your second child, bitch, you got to hang up, girl. Okay, one baby under this arm, another one over here. You know how to pull in the reins. You know how to make it work. Not like a first time mom. So you're trying to equate you having 3 kids to Ashley's having 1 kid, and like, well, I should have been able to bring my baby. I'm a new mom. You're not a new mom. You got a new baby, but you're not a new mom. So don't get mad at, like she said, projecting much. Why are you projecting your frustrations on me? I minded my damn business. Me and Eve, my good girlfriend, came on in here with my baby Dean because I wanted to be around my baby. I'm scared to leave my baby either. I'm scared for myself, my anxiety of leaving my baby. And I just don't know if I could have had the good time that I needed to have, or just a sane time with my baby that's a common thing for women. So for her to insert herself in something that had nothing to do with her, it irked me, and it also makes for good television. Remember I talked about that formula? It makes for good television. Like, confrontation works in these type of shows. Real Housewives franchise, anything pretty much on Bravo. Love and Hip Hop franchise, Black Ink Crew. Friction works. It gains viewers. It creates drama. It creates storyline. So for her to do that, I was like, okay, whatnot. Keep on going. See, I'm glad I got my phone because I'm missing everybody's name right now. Candace, the baby girl, the little sport child, goes down, takes a little golf cart, goes down and again wholeheartedly apologizes to Giselle about her Twitter fingers and all that good stuff. I personally don't like people that do that. If you have a problem with me, bitch, Sebastian, excuse me, I'm a straight shooter. I go directly to people. If I got a problem with you, you're not going to hear it on Facebook. You're not going to see it. I'm going to come to you and say, this is what the problem is. You need to correct this in order to be in my space. And not that I'm so grand or so bold or so that guy or that girl. But it's like something you did offended me. And instead of you thinking that it is okay to do it, because sometimes people do things and they don't know that they're offending you, you have to bring it to their attention. And so for me not to being pissed off, thinking that you know that you're offending me and you have the slightest idea, I come to you and say, this is what you did to piss me off. This is why I feel this way. Please don't do this anymore if we're going to continue our friendship, our relationship, our family ship. I don't need these things to happen because it makes me feel some kind of way. It puts my head in a certain space. And I need you to be cognizant of this so we can continue down this path of togetherness. So Candace has a history of Twitter thumbs. She vents for the media of social. Now, part of that may be her personality because she's a young baby. She grew up with social media, so this is that is the norm for that generation, right? But it could also be a part of the formula. You got to be in the blogs. You got to have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So she goes down there and apologizes to Giselle. They hug it out, and they're friends again. Yada yada yada. Fast forward, we're at the dinner that that Monique and Left, I guess that's her friend or assistant, put together, a private chef, good food, and they're having a conversation or trying to get to know each other on a deeper level. So they're asking like, well, how were you perceived in high school and this, that, and the other. Somebody asked a question to Candace about how was she in high school, and then Karen wants to insert herself in, well, isn't that when you got your nose job done? Now they did show a picture side by side of current Candace and old Candace, and it does look like she pulled a Patti LaBelle. And when I say Patti LaBelle, go back and look at some of Patti old pictures and look at her new pictures. Clearly, Mama has had a nose job. Clearly, Mama has had rhinoplasty. I'm talking about Patti. Now, it looks a little touched on Candace as well, but Karen didn't need, again, shade. This shit sells. You get what I'm saying? And then Karen asked the question, which was a very valid question, to Giselle about, you know, you've been with a man that had a baby outside of wedlock, been with other women in his congregation. How does it feel to be with him now? Which is a valid question, but again, I don't know if that was appropriate for that time period. They always ask shit that is controversial. So it comes down to Dr. Wendy and Ashley, and they get into a slight confrontation again. And again, people are not understanding why Wendy is so passionate. And there are other mothers there. Everybody in the group besides Candace has children, several children, right? More than one. And they all came to Ashley's defense in the beginning, like, you are not a new mom. You got a new baby, but you are not a new mom. So don't come like, oh, I need to be by my baby. Now, if you want to be by your baby, just say you want to bring your baby. But don't play the sympathy card that, oh, I'm a new mom, because you're not. You got a new baby. There's a difference. So Wendy goes on, or they form the question to where it's like, well, why did you do that? And she goes on to say, I was already frustrated. I guess Monique set the question up saying, were you frustrated coming? Because Wendy was like, I was pumping nonstop and I was frustrated getting here and getting out of the house. So that frustration, that attack that she did on Ashley, it was fueled by frustration of things that happened to her prior getting to the house. And they were like, well, don't you think you owe her a apology? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. See, I see what kind of bitch she is. She's one of those bitches that she can't do nothing wrong, or she doesn't recognize that she does something wrong, or even if she recognizes, she's one of those bitches that won't apologize. Because for me, I'm a person that, I snap sometimes, right? But when I calm down and get a better train of thought, I will come back and apologize, especially if I did something wrong. Like, okay, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at these motherfuckers that happened early in the day, and for some odd reason you did the minute thing that broke the camel's back, and I gave you all this force and this pressure when it really didn't have anything to do with you. So I apologize for that. But she's one of these kind of bitches that's like, oh, it doesn't warrant it. So you projecting and yelling at me all of your frustrations of with shit that don't have nothing to do with me, and you think that it does not warrant an apology? Narcissistic much? It revolves around you. You are the center theme. I am turned off to Dr. Wendy. And, I keep going back to this formula. There has to be, to solidify yourself on these shows and create a storyline, there has to be drama somewhere. No one, the good friend, the good girl that never has any issues, that bitch don't always, they're not the longevity ones on the show. They don't stay on the show long. They may be on a season or two. You look at Kim Fields. When that one season, now it could be that she was only on there just to get her name back out, and Mama opted not to come back, but it could be seen that they didn't bring Mama back because she didn't provide the drama. Kim Fields, which is Hollywood royalty, the daughter of Chip Fields, wasn't gonna fuss and fight with nobody. Bitch, I'm Kim, especially with the ladies on that. Bitch, I'm Kim Fields, which is a whole lot of shit compared to everybody else on that show. So Mama didn't provide that storyline. Mama wasn't fussing and fighting and pulling the diva card. Bitch, do you know who I am? Bitch, what? I've been in this game since I was a child, longer than, you know, she didn't provide that. So there is a formula to stay relevant and current and on these shows collecting your check. So at the end of all of that, Mama says she wasn't going to apologize. Robin comes up and says, okay, Wendy tried to shut down this conversation, like when Ashley was like, okay, it's done, I'm done. And Wendy was like, no, she said it's done, so it's done, I'm not talking about it anymore. But then Robin was like, so forget about her. Say you did what you did to her to me. And you just, out of your own mouth, say that you were frustrated with other stuff. You don't think I'm warranted an apology? And she still said no. So, bitch, Dr. Wendy has officially turned me off that whole I don't like her because she can't accept when she's, almost like Candace, can't accept when she's wrong. And that's really about it. That's this episode. Dr. Wendy is trying to solidify herself, hopefully for a second season. But the bitch has rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe something will happen in this to be continued episode, I guess, next week on Sunday. So we'll see how well that goes and what we do from there. You're going to see an email right here at rhoyallyphuckeded@gmail.com. We have our new segment, which is Ask His Royal Highness. Send me your questions. And from there, I'm going to do like a mailbag episode and answer your questions to the best of my abilities. And then go from there. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Rhoyally Fucked. I am your boy, the Sebastian Alexander Bonet from the legendary House of Bonet. But you can call me His Royal Highness. Peace and much love, guys. Ciao.